Hello. Hi, Thuan.
Hi, Stass.
Good morning. To me, it seems like you're naked without a t-shirt.
Yeah, it's too hard.
Why don't you turn on the fan or an AC?
Uh, mm, you can imagine if you turn on the fan, it will bring the hot air to you, and you will feel hotter.
I see. So, okay, I understand what you mean. Well, thank you for joining on time.
Yeah.
Let's begin. Let me share the screen so we can discuss a little bit of your homework. Have you done anything? Have you had the chance? Any?
Uh, I have to go to school, so I can't do anything.
I understand. All right. Let me check your writing. Moment. Okay, let's see. I don't understand. Where's your introduction? Is it this?
Yeah.
Where's your paraphrase?
I think it's better for me to give the state to give my statement directly instead of paraphrase it.
No, you
Instead of
need
paraphrasing.
you need to paraphrase the task and then give your opinion, right? Where's the you
Yeah,
need two parts. Yeah.
I think I have both done that two things. Like, I also gave my statement, mm, also I also gave the my paraphrase.
Okay. Let's take a look. I'm gonna give you a quick example here.
Yeah,
Yeah. So we have both youth and your opinion. And what is the task? Here we have
both fields.
what is the task?
On the task. Discuss both these views and give your opinion.
No, what is the task?
No, what is the task? Why
Can you
some
make it so
people
I can't hear
consider,
myself when I speak? I hear myself too. It's a bit annoying. So if you can fix that, that would be great.
yeah, why some why some people consider global warming to be the most pressing environmental problem. Others believe that deforestation has a more devastating impact on our world.
Okay.
Discuss both these views. Yeah.
And what is the paragraph? The original paragraph.
Well,
I mean, the introductory paragraph. What is it about? What do you need to do?
uh, paraphrase paraphrase it and Then give your opinion.
Do you need how many sentences minimum?
2.
You need 2 sentences minimum. That means
Yeah.
you missed
One
one, right?
for paraphrase, one for my opinion. Yeah.
Did you miss one? You shouldn't combine them. And can you read the example statement here? The thesis statement?
Uh, this essay will elaborate on both these positions and explain why I agree with the viewpoint that global warming is the primary cause of the environmental issues.
So I want you to write next time, instead of this essay will elaborate on both these positions and explain why. That could be the end, right? But next time um, I want you to write it in more detail. Like you need to say why you agree or disagree, and uh, well, something related to the topic as well. Yeah. Okay. Give me a moment.
Yeah.
Just a moment, please. All right. Let's continue. So
Yeah.
you understand, or do you have questions?
Yeah.
And do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. And what are the other paragraphs that you see here?
In two paragraph, uh, the point. The first one is the point of view that I agree with, and the second one is uh, the the other point of view. I think it's like uh mm, the point of view that I disagree with, right?
No, it's just the other point of view. You don't have to disagree with it. You just need to
Uh,
agree with one.
yeah.
What does it say in the second paragraph?
Uh, one maximum two reasons why people have this point of view. Begin with a topic sentence. The main reason why they have this view. Expand with supporting details.
No,
My
and
knowledge
why did you miss
experience
that part? And state. Give me the topic sentence, the main reason why they have this view, and state what?
and state clearly state clearly that why I agree with it
You agree with
and
that,
no why.
yeah? And in conclusion, what do we write?
Restate both points of view and my own opinion.
And
Uh, and no new information.
mhm, okay. So let's see, what do you have here? I don't really see clear paragraphs. You need to separate properly. You have, on the one hand, Like you can't introduce something like, I think there are other alternative solutions. You need to mention everything.
Uh,
If you say other alternative solutions, you need to mention, you talk about them.
yeah.
Far better than putting longer. So far better than this part. Can you paraphrase? That doesn't make sense.
Mm, I take it from the text, and I don't know how to paraphrase it.
Putting, you took it from the task. What does it say? Where
Given
is it?
longer piece.
Where's putting here? You see any putting? I don't see any putting.
Uh, mm, I think they are given is equal to putting. Yeah.
No, then giving
Ah, okay.
people. Come on, Thuan. You can't just put putting here and no people.
Right.
Longer present
Yeah.
sentences. Efficient in reducing crimes as longer prison punishments. Efficient in reducing crimes. What are you talking about?
Is is a structure that I have learned at school.
What is the
It,
structure? Can you tell me about it?
uh, like uh, my teacher said that I can I can use it instead of
Can you
although.
tell me about the structure? What is the structure?
Wait, I will show you it.
Alternative ways such as giving whom tasks related to
It- It's
are
the
better to
purple one.
what purple? Oh, adjective, adverb.
S
Uh, I think alternative solutions or alternative ways are better to adapt. And what's the name of it?
uh where you can I have to Google Translate.
Okay, no need then. Well, efficient in
Uh,
reducing. It doesn't make sense in this context, though. You shouldn't use it without understanding the full picture, right? It doesn't make sense
the
to say this. You, you're basically saying
although.
you
Uh,
are effective in reducing crimes and efficient in reducing crimes as longer prison punishments. It's just too confusing. It doesn't make sense. To paraphrase again, the whole thing. Write
uh,
write it for me then in the chat.
yeah.
write something that makes sense. No, shouldn't take more than 5 minutes, but in this case, it's just yeah, rewriting, paraphrasing. Well, let's check this.
Adapt. No noise.
Even though the efficiency in reducing crimes with longer prison punishments bring. But what? You're missing half of a sentence here.
Uh,
The efficiency is what?
I think that I can replace the phrase even though by in spite of
Despite
is
of the efficiency in reducing crimes.
bring.
The efficiency in that longer prison sentences bring. I still believe that alternative ways, such as giving prisoners tasks related to social benefits, are better not to adapt. I still believe, and it's better to paraphrase it. I still believe what? Wrong, let's
I
say
still believe
sentence structure.
it is
Mhm.
better to use. Yeah.
And you need to paraphrase both uh, topic sentences. On the other hand, so lawbreakers can be requested to make a declaration. Okay, so this is what you've mentioned here.
Yeah.
Giving prisoners tasks, related social benefits. What about the first one? Longer time may help governments. No, this doesn't make sense. This doesn't really make sense. You need to explain it very well. You're basically explaining the reason prisons exist in general, like not any
Ah,
specific point. Uh,
okay.
and you haven't mentioned it in the conclusion. You need to mention both, or it sounds like this is nonsense, that you didn't even think it through before writing. Did you plan before writing this?
No, I just wrote it.
Well, if you don't plan your task two, what happens?
So
You need to plan body paragraphs like in the
first five
in
minutes.
yeah, in the timetable here that I have you. No.
Yeah.
What does it say here? Can you see it?
Uh, but first, uh, you have to analyze question and write introduction in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Next, uh, mm, next I have to plan body paragraphs for 5 minutes before write I write them in 20 minutes. Uh,
So
and
how many per
finally,
body paragraph?
two.
No, how many
It's
minutes per body paragraph?
10.
Yeah.
And finally, I write the conclusion uh, and final check it in 5 minutes.
Okay. So have you ever followed this from start to finish?
No.
Well, then you have never practiced it, and then you expect to get a high score. Why do you study with me then if you don't want to follow the plan I give you? Hmm? You don't do homework. I told you you have to do some writing every day. You need to do both tasks and keep writing it. In this document, you have a lot of
Yeah.
homework to do. You're not writing it at all. I don't think you can improve this way. Well, okay. Let's try another part, another speaking test then.
Yeah.
Review the comments. What does it say?
Review the say how many ideas you've got. Focus on categorize.
You need to wait before answering part three questions and using phrases to buy time if you need time to think. You have question
Yeah.
types here in part three that you need to use. Can you read them again?
Uh, Start by giving yourself 5 seconds to think in silence. Next, that is ideas, a list of things. Do this at least once during the test. Say how many ideas you've got, from 0 to 3 ideas, and focus on categorize.
Categories,
Speak.
please.
Hey, wait.
Categories.
My grandfather called me.
He is calling me.
Yeah. Yeah. Speak about each idea and explain why it's relevant to the question. Uh,
Categories. Repeat.
categories.
Categories.
Gories.
Categories.
Categories. Category.
Category. Category. We have a British category.
Category.
Category, you can try.
Category.
No, there's no go. Do you see go? It's go. Category.
Category.
And American?
Category.
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 And then you choose which one you like more. And then you have to say one of them, right? Not anything else. And focus on categories. What does it mean?
I think it's you have to focus on uh what the question asks you to answer.
No. Like what types of jobs are popular? For example.
Jobs.
Yeah.
Uh,
In your country or in your hometown.
uh, wait, can you repeat it?
Repeat what?
Uh, you say something my hometown.
What are the popular jobs in your hometown?
Jobs and hometown are the categories.
No. The categories here, you could say, well, there are two main categories: people who work with their hands and people who work with their heads. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Why don't you respond? Mhm.
Uh, say how many ideas you got.
So I didn't think I need to explain this so hard to you, but because I've explained it many times in the past, and now before the test, you're telling me that you never understood it, basically, which is very sad. So we have kinds of jobs. What are the categories that you can have here? Hello, are you awake or do you need to wake up again?
Uh, you mean the categorize of the question?
Categories.
Categories.
Yeah, well, what categories can you subdivide the answer into?
Uh,
I have just
ideas.
I have just told you. I have told you everything. I have told you the answer. You're not listening. Tuan, if you don't want to study, if you're too tired, you can tell me. We don't have to study. I'm doing this for you.
No.
If you don't need it, if you don't learn it, if you don't want to learn, I don't want to be here too, you know? I need you to put in the effort to be fresh or ready to study. If you're not ready, then you just say so. I'm not ready. I'm too tired. I don't want to study. We're not going to study. Spending my time on you, which is very valuable, and you seem to be wasting it most of the time. No?
Yeah.
Kinds of job. Well, ask me questions if you don't understand. It's your job to make it work, not my job. I've told you everything already, but I can repeat.
I understand it.
So, where's your answer?
Ideas.
Doesn't make any sense. What are you talking about, right? Kinds of jobs in your hometown.
In my, yeah.
Kinds of jobs in your hometown. What are the categories there? Possible categories. Give me a list or a couple. At least just two.
Mm, farmers, farmer or teacher.
Why or? Is it or?
And say then.
Huh? Just a moment. Something's wrong with my keyboard. I can't tap. Just a moment. Oh, no, it seems to be fine. Okay. I don't need to do anything. So kinds of jobs in your hometown. What categories do we have?
Farmer and teacher.
No. General categories. Don't get it? That's fine.
Can you give me the example?
Finally. Why don't you ask me 5 minutes ago? Why didn't you ask me? Why do we have to wait so long? Just ask me if you need an example. If you don't understand, say, I don't get it. I don't understand anything. And I'll tell you. What?
Their brains,
Head and
people who work with their uh, arms or foot.
hands.
Yes. Uh,
And so, kinds of jobs in your hometown?
there, uh, there are two, there are two main ideas, right?
Categories, they're called. There's not ideas. Ideas is something new. This is old. So,
Chưa.
no, please. Kinds of jobs in your hometown. Hello.
There, there are two types of jobs. Uh, in my hometown, uh, there were
Where?
there were mm, there are people who work with their heads and uh, their brain, and people who work with their hands.
This? Well, continue. Is that your whole answer? Can you hear me?
Uh, no.
Can you hear me?
So yes.
Okay.
So there are two main types of jobs in my hometown. Uh, mm, there are uh, occupations uh, that mm, uh, there are occupations uh, that require hands working, and the other type is uh, hands working. Uh, the first uh, the first kind of
We can't phrase it
uh,
like that. Heads working, hands working. No, people working with their heads or hands. That's how you say it. You cannot change it like that. It's too wild and difficult to understand. Okay, continue.
uh, uh, when it comes to the first type of job, uh, pe- it requires people uh, to have the graduating certificate before uh, before they can work, before they can before they can apply for a job. Uh, for example, people who want to be a teacher need they need to have uh, a teaching certificate, before um, before start teaching at
Before
any
they
school,
can start.
before they can start teaching at any school. And the next type of job, it uh, people need to
People who
people who work with their hands uh, need to need to have a
no one will wait. The examiner will not wait for you. They will just ask you the next question. You need to form the sentences faster. So you need to use simple, easy language. Where's your easy language? You cannot use advanced English. You are not that good, Tuan. You're pretty bad at English at the moment. You cannot use advanced expressions that slowly, right? if you haven't practiced them, so you can't use them basically. What you need to do is just use simple, easy language and use the structure. Well, let's try another question. I honestly didn't think we had to do this, but it seems like we have to do this, so yeah, we'll do less testing then. Let's see, what kind of plants do people grow in your country?
Hmm. I think it depends on people's age groups. From 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 5 to approximately 10, 10 20. um, people pref- people prefer to uh people prefer to grow some um, fruit trees like orange or mango,
Oranges or mangoes?
oranges or mangoes. Uh, and from um, and from people from the age of 31 21 to 50. um, I think they prefer to uh, I think they mm, prefer growing s- prefer growing some big trees. um,
Well, mostly the question was about crops, right? Mostly crops and maybe flowers. Crops means fruits and vegetables. There are two main types: fruits and vegetables. Fruits like mangoes and apples, and vegetables like something else, right? But people also like to grow flowers as well, which don't fall in the neither category, and then which fall in neither category, and then you can talk about why they grow, for example, mangoes specifically, or some vegetables, not others. It's a very simple structure. You can't waste time. Like, just talk about, say there are two main categories, or there are two main reasons for that, right? And turn them into categories, general categories. Like, why are people usually late? Here you don't have like types, you just have ideas, and you can still turn them into categories, right?
yeah.
So, what are the categories here?
Categories: age group,
What are you talking about?
what are you talking about?
What question? What was the question?
What plants
No, I
uh
asked you a new question. Why are people usually late?
usually what
Late.
late is a reason. um it
You can say,
depends on
uh-huh.
gender.
Well, that's a suboptimal path. Try another categories.
I think it depends on places where people choose to
Why are
what
people late? We have, you say, there are two main reasons, and then you say what? Internal factors and
external factors.
external factors. For example, well, okay, you could say if you can't think of anything, right? Genders, right? Females and males, they are late for different reasons. Maybe okay, but this is a bit harder to explain and sounds a bit weird because, well, yeah, maybe you could say jobs depends on their jobs or something, right? Two categories. And opinions. What do we do here?
Two two opposing views.
What do we need to say here?
Some people believe while others think.
Yeah, and well, you don't have to say because. Let's actually remove this because it's not good to repeat the same structure. You can finish it the way you like, but it's a good idea to have these two categories before your personal opinion. You know, this is how you do it in writing. This is what you write, this the strategy and the plan that you follow in some writing task to exercise it.
Sure.
And here we have one phrase that I teach, that I always teach you with. Don't forget the transitions, right? Introducing questions. Now let's try the whole topic then. I mean the whole test in this case. So we'll
Yeah.
do a little bit less part one questions and less part three questions. Like fewer, let's say fewer of them. All right, let's begin. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. So let's uh, begin the test, and I'm going to ask you some questions about yourself. Do you work or are you a student?
Hmm. Actually, I'm a student. I am studying high school, but uh, I have started a small business. Um, I mean, I mean a shop that sells shoes or boots for women.
Now let's talk about sharing. Did your parents teach you to share when you were a child?
Yeah, I re- I remember that. I remember that. My my father once told me if I don't share to if I don't share to anyone, uh I will be jealously and no one will mm, no one will be friends with me. And I think he's right because experienced I I have experienced it in my secondary school. My friends,
What kind of
kind
things
of
do you like to share with others?
it usually it is usually food. You know, I can buy some cakes or bread, and then I come to school and share it to my share it to my friends. But I prefer sharing sharing my sharing my devices like my phone or my tablet to anyone that needs it, and then they have to like to return it back.
What kinds of things are not suitable for sharing?
In my mind, the most mm, the first thing that uh the first thing that I the first thing that mustn't share to anyone is, I think, is secrets, because you have to keep it yourself, and if you share it to anyone, your secrets will be public, and you will be like shamed.
Okay. Now, in the second part of the test, I'm going to ask you to answer a topic, and I'd like you to prepare for that for 1 minute. You'll have 1 to 2 minutes to answer, and you'll have 1 minute to prepare. You understand?
Yeah.
You have a pencil and a paper?
Yes.
Alright, then I'd like you to describe a person you met at a party who you enjoyed talking with. Alright, the time is up. Now, can you please begin?
So when it comes to a person uh, that I met at a party, and I liked to talk with, I recall that I recall the day that was my birthday. Um, it was my little brother. Uh, he he's he was younger than me uh for 2 years old, and he was at that time he was only a little boy. Uh, it but we have we had the same hobbies, watching football watching football match, and um, so we could talk a lot about it, about the famous footballers, the famous goals, and mm, what stories behind the stadium. and about why I enjoy talking with him. Mm, I think it's all depends on our same hobby, so that I can share it with him, and we can last our last our communication for a long time.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And can you tell me, did other people at the party enjoy talking with this person too?
Mm. Yeah, really he was a really nice child. You can talk with him long time without being disappointed. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Now, in the next part, I'd like to ask you some general questions related to the topic we've just discussed. So let's begin with this. Where do people go to meet new people?
I've thought of two places. Uh, the first place is um, the bar where you can uh, go inside and meet uh, meet many people like who are really um, exciting and who are really excited, and um, you can you can create a relationship with anyone you want. The second place that I think is mm, it is cool. That is the best place for you to find a real friends. You to find real friends. Uh, when you when I studied as school, uh, I can make friends as many as I want to widen my relationship.
Right? And for the next question, is it difficult for Vietnamese people to communicate from people from other countries?
I think the answer is yes. In some situations, if that person has a good uh, foreign language levels, and there are no language barriers between them, and they can communicate as much as they want. But when it comes to a person who has low knowledge of foreign language, they they could they can be difficult to mm, to meet the ideas of each other. Yeah, so on.
And the next question, is it difficult for adults to talk with children?
That's a tough one. Mm, but in my opinion, I think that parents are parents mm, may find it difficult talking with their children because um there there is a generation gap between them, and you know a dad cannot mm, understand and know why their children like something such as toys or movies or comics. Yeah.
All right. Thank you. This is the end of the speaking test.
Thank you for your time.
Now, let's take a quick look at your performance. So a lot of issues with repetition again, and with issues with grammar. Mostly, well, all right, it's better than last time a little bit, but overall, still, there's quite a few issues. Hmm, let me show you real quick. I'm studying.
In high school. I'm studying in high
I'm a high school
school students.
dropout. Yeah?
Yeah.
No, you're not a dropout. You still study. But I have started a small business. Hmm. We need also here, but I also have, like, even though you can start with an even though structure, and even though I'm a high school student, I also have a small business. Repeat, please. Come on. What are we doing? Are we learning speaking or listening?
Speaking.
So, repeat after me.
Even though I'm a high school student, but I
You don't
also
need but. You don't need but if you have even though, yeah?
uh, even though I'm a high school student, I also have started a small business.
Okay. Uh, I mean, shops. No, I mean a shop that sells shoes and boots.
Schools. Sure.
I don't know why you had to say I mean there. Doesn't make sense. Share with.
With and
You know the Ozdig dictionary?
yeah,
Share, among, between, in, with, of, in. I would be jealous.
fearlessly.
No.
Uh, I would be
Why
jealous.
does this cause you to think for so long? Why do you have to repeat 3 times? And why does it cause you so much thinking? Doesn't make sense.
Yes.
This phrase didn't make sense at all. Shouldn't have said that. Thing mustn't share to anyone. Shouldn't be shared.
They shouldn't be shared. Things shouldn't be shared with anyone.
That question was messed up completely. Was very hard to understand. You could have said there are some private things we shouldn't share, of course, such as this and that. Very simple. Just keep it to yourself. Must keep it to yourself. But this is usually about about thought, not things. Secrets pronunciation. This didn't make sense. Secrets just pronunciation, not secrets, secrets. You will be shame. The yes. Restart. Let's keep it like that. So when it comes to a person, and I like to talk with. Actually, the introduction was okay, but the problem is you repeated it, the topic card. I gave you a very good idiom. Just use it. When I saw the cue card, the first something that sprang to my mind was yeah. Try to use that. The topic was about meeting. Like you don't meet your brother. It's your brother. It doesn't make any sense. Mm, nonsense. Why are you talking about your brother? Could have been just like a little kid instead of brother. Why did you have to say it's brother? Younger, 2 years younger than me. And were you talking about usually or about that specific time? That was not clear to me. Watching football matches on TV, discussing stories behind
The stadium.
stadiums in general. It depends. Same hobby doesn't make sense, so we can share. So we can. This doesn't make sense. He was a really nice child. Is he still alive? Why was? You can talk with him for a really long time. I've thought of find better alternatives to this. And me repeating simple things. Why repeat? Don't repeat. Stop and think instead of repeating. People who are really excited. Find people in the bar who are like exciting people to talk to, not excited people. Is school pronunciation? Careful with that.
Yeah.
When I studied at school, I could make friends, but you still study at school. You are still a, a student. Widen relationships, good language levels, slow knowledge. They can be difficult to meet. Doesn't make any sense. Okay. Well, why didn't you? I gave you specifically 2 opinions questions to check if you understand this, but you don't use this at all. Try to use it. Practice more. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's it then for today. Thank you for joining. When is your test?
Mm, it's the next Saturday.
Next Saturday. So we have more time to meet. How about next Tuesday?
Tuesday. Okay.
I mean the following Tuesday. Should we? Yeah, maybe. How about 6:45?
6:45 p.m.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Right. Thank you for joining. And I'll see you on Tuesday then. Bye bye. Have a good
Yeah.
day.